After 5.5 years of making its way through the legal system, a consequential lawsuit for the oil and gas industry in Colorado has come to an end. The state Supreme Court ruled in favor of the Colorado Oil and Gas Conservation Commission in its fight against a group of teenagers trying to change drilling rules here in Colorado. Denver 7's Megan Lopez goes 360 tonight to show us the multiple perspectives of what the ruling means, including a surprising one from that teenager who started the fight.
We are unstoppable.
At just 18 years old,
the people that are in power right now are not going to work with us.
Martinez knows more about the legal system than most adults. He's spent nearly 1/3 of his life in the spotlight, challenging the drilling laws in our state. A truth that has inspired his life and his art of rapping.
Giving the youth some hope to show them how to get it. I grab the mic with I speak a flow that people listen.
Today, that fight came to an end. The Colorado Supreme Court ruled against him. Just like everything with oil and gas, this ruling is not black and white. So we're going to show you 7 perspectives. But first, some context. At its core, the case asks this question: how much emphasis is the Colorado Oil and Gas Conservation Commission required to put on health, safety, and the environment when considering oil and gas drilling permits? Plaintiffs like Martinez wanted the commission to refuse to issue any new permits unless it could be proven that the drilling won't hurt anything and won't contribute to climate change. Which brings us to our first perspective, the Colorado Supreme Court and its official opinion. Justices ruled today that the COGCC is required to foster the development of oil and gas resources and protect rights of mineral producers while reducing negative consequences, meaning health and safety are factors, but not the COGCC's primary concern. For oil and gas advocates, this was a slam dunk. The Colorado Oil and Gas Association said this case, quote, ignored and attempted to disrupt decades of regulatory precedent and legal oversight. Meanwhile, the Petroleum Council said it, quote, would have put hundreds of thousands out of work and drained the state and local coffers for education and other basic services. But for 2 Broomfield residents and critics of the commission that are directly affected by the outcome,
my children were at a school where the well was 150 feet.
This isn't the ending they were hoping for. Anne Marie Cleary and Heidi Henkel are frustrated, disappointed, and worried.
No government has the right to take away the health and safety of our children.
And they're not sure what this ruling means for their oil-rich community. But regulatory expert Matt Dempsey,
well, Colorado's unique in that we have some of the strongest regulations in the country,
believes the COGCC already takes health and safety into consideration.
We've actually addressed a lot of these issues. We're working collaboratively. This is really an outside group trying to use the court process to push their agenda.
Dempsey says Colorado has found a way to balance energy and safety. Meanwhile, the environmental group that worked on the case,
this is a big deal.
Not completely disheartened. They say this decision is
hard evidence that the law is written in a way that does not protect the people of Colorado. It's written in a way that protects oil and gas industry profits.
So with a clear ruling in hand defining what the COGCC does and does not have control over,
we are really charging our legislature with revisiting these outdated laws and making sure that they protect the public health and safety first and foremost.
And during a news conference Monday morning, Democratic lawmakers said they're willing to step up.
We have been looking at comprehensive oil and gas bill.
Though House Speaker Casey Becker admits she's not sure what that's going to look like.
How do we make health and safety an earlier consideration or a more prominent consideration in siting and permitting?
And environmentalists say they've heard all those promises before.
It's really powerful how far we made it.
But perhaps the most surprising perspective is from Shuteska, who's moving forward.
I've learned a lot, and there's been been knocked down a bunch of times from a bunch of different people.
He says even with this decision against him, the case has been positive.
There's great hope.
Because at least it's given him a platform to educate and influence.
The last couple of years have mobilized millions of Coloradans to really deeply think about the impact that this is going to have on our state.
And if nothing else,
rock-a-bye, baby.
I write music that reflects my reality.
Perhaps this ruling,
the industry still shady,
could inspire more music.
I'm killing for bills ratings. The people are still waiting for that.
Megan Lopez, Denver 7.
I write this verse backwards, reverse.